Security. What's the customer think of security? CXO. CXO cares about it, right? He has people who report sometimes directly to him just about this. Why is that? Why does he do that? Why? Why would a CXO have somebody who's reporting about the integrity of the data of his network and all this? Why would he do that? Excuse me?
Their brain.
It's their brain. Well, yeah, the information, yeah. But what else? Why?
Financial impact.
The financial impact. Think about the financial impact. Has anybody ever heard of TJ Maxx? What do you know about TJ Maxx?
They resell clothes from last season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they resell clothes from last season. Okay. Yes, yes. Have you ever been to the TJ Maxx? You've never been to the TJ Maxx, yet you know about them. And what's the first thing he knows about them? Again, we've got a serious shopper here. We probably got some.
Well, they put sensors on our clothes. We can't get in.
They have sensors. Exactly. You can't just, yeah. They lost 250,000 credit card numbers. Yeah. Absolutely.
IBM tells us straight from this.
Yeah. Well, they didn't drive by. It was actually an employee. It was actually an employee. But again, they had security on the wireless, but it was good security in 1998, not too good in 2002. And they didn't refit. And guess what happened? This is why the CIO, they actually had to stop trading their stock because it was crashing because they were gone. I mean, that's real. You don't think that this guy doesn't know that could happen to his company? What does a CEO, what do they think about? Bottom line, top line, brand. They know their brand name is at least 50 to 60% of everything they do. And if they know this is why this is important to them. That's one reason. The second reason is when they sign all these statements here in the U.S., guess what they can do now? They can end up in the big house. If the integrity of that data is not right, guess what happens? They're gone. So they've got to put tools in place, and that's what they're trying to do. There was a nice little cartoon I saw one time where a CEO is about to put a pen stroke to their financial report and everything, and he's looking over at the CIO and says, "Are we going to prison over this if I sign it?" Yeah. Because it's that serious. Their brand. I wouldn't do business with somebody who wouldn't do that. Of course, my wife does. She shops at TJ Maxx every time she gets a chance. Whatever. But it is a C-level discussion, right? It's a moving target. Every time we introduce a new technology, a new way of doing things, there's hundreds of people with black hats trying to figure out how to use that against us. Every time. Every time. Yeah. It's all about your data. It's all about your data to customer. We have, in our products, we've integrated security as much as we can to all of them, but we've got some very specialized products, very specialized applications that do just certain things. Iron port, web, mail. Yeah. So our investment there, our products will mate into the cloud. You could have a hybrid approach. You could have your ASA on your site, and whenever you go to a website, he doesn't send it to the website. He sends it to someplace out in the cloud, and then the cloud makes sure that your policy is enforced and sends it out. That'd be really nice for a customer so they don't have to have it on site. You can do that, by the way, in the firewalls, our ISR firewalls. So we do have a good cloud offering. We actually have some really, really good security partners. Now, I know there's some service people in here who don't want to hear that, but we have some really, really good security partners.
Who would that be?
Huh?
Who would that be?
Data is one. Really, really good. Yeah, yeah.
And they do everything independent? Do they leverage our technologies?
They leverage it, yes, they leverage Cisco technologies, and they'll leverage other people's technologies too if Cisco doesn't have the technology. But they're really good partners. There's a lot of smaller partners who've built their whole practice, and they're not gold partners, but they've built their whole practice around nothing but security because guess what? They're security geeks. And they're selling their services, and that's good. That's good. Now, again, it might be good to have those people do it and maybe Cisco look over their shoulder or vice versa. Who knows? But there's a lot of best practice. And Cisco Capital. I had a customer one time who was bidding to do a lot of work in a, what do you call that, drug study where they do all these new trials and everything? Yeah, clinical trials. That's the big word. Clinical trials. And they were bidding for the contract on it. And it was with a major drug manufacturer. They bid on it. And the requirements were going to have to be a lot of, ended up being probably about $350,000 worth of security equipment that they'd have to do that. So what they did is they had everything lined up, went and got them a Cisco Capital line of credit and everything. They bid on it, not knowing if they were going to win. They won. They got the contract. They were one of the 2 companies that was chosen to participate in the trial. And what they do, when they did their financials, they just added the cost of the lease of all the equipment and the installation to do it because the trial was going to last 2 years. And it, in essence, paid for itself in the practice. They didn't have to pay $350,000, $400,000 up front for that. They actually put it in the cost, just paid it by month by month. Very smart eye. It's a great way to do things. Smart way.